Here with me, I'm joined by the author of The Yellow Bone with a Black Heart, Mr. Hosea Ramphekwa. Mr. Hosea, if I may ask, what important advice would you give the first-time authors?
First-time authors, what I would like to say to them is take pride in your work, make noise about your work hard, because the process of writing and publishing it's not easy. It's a Herculean task that you need to really take with, women vigor, because it's not easy out there. Promoting your work at all costs. Don't spare any, effort in making sure that your work it's out there and does extremely well.
Oh, you've written 3 books so far. What inspired you to write the first book?
My first book, Gifted, Hunted and Haunted. I wrote the book. When I did it, I was inspired by the fact that I wanted to decry a notion and a phenomenon where highly gifted people seem to be suffering certain injustices, and there was so much trouble inflicted upon them on the basis of the height or the depth of their giftedness. So I went to actually explore that. And actually the whole book is premised on a statement that say, for every highly gifted person, there are highly equipped demonic and devilish devices that have been devised, delegated, and deployed for their demise, downfall, or destruction.
What does that even mean? Like in simple terms, I'm sure readers want to know what does it mean.
Is that for every level there are devils, there are challenges for people. So if you are gifted, so what happens is that we measure you, or the world measures you against the level of your gift, of your talent. So if you have, maybe let's say, you are given, as far as your talent, you are given 5. So we expect a 5 performance. So if you are given 1, we expect a 1 performance. So let me tell you, the hardest thing to demand from people is to ask them, or to ask of them, something that God did not give them.
Okay, the next question will be, since you've written 3 books, surely you've got inspiration from reading from other writers. What kind of books did you love reading before you started writing?
Actually, I read 2 categories of books. I read autobiographies and biographies, and then I read fiction. So from autobiographies, I'm looking for inspiration, and from fiction, I'm looking for imagination. So with fiction, I want to enhance my vocabulary, my imagination, so that I can really be creative. And then from autobiographies and biographies, I'm looking for inspiration. So I want to read about somebody's life, the challenges they met, and how they overcame them, and that will give me an inspiration to really, in my triumphs and trials, so that I can persist and be resilient.
How did publishing your first book changed you as a person?
Yeah, it kind of brought me into the spotlight. I've had my name being mentioned in serious forums and gatherings. I mean, during Zahara's funeral, the pastor quoted my book, Gifted, Hunted and Haunted, and it was trending. Guess what? And I had written the book 10 years prior. And and I've been on TV, magazines, newspapers. Yeah, just given me a little bit of exposure and so on. And and when you write, by the way, it's like you taking a shower during the whole world and they're watching. So it can be easy. So, but you become naked and not ashamed.
Mentioning you become naked and not ashamed, how do you balance meeting demands of the readers with taking care of the readers?
Yeah, by the way, you'll be shocked. I put myself first when I write, because I write as a writer, and then when I review or read what I've written, I do that as a reader to say what are the So there's this ongoing battle between the writer and the reader.
The reader, yes.
Yeah, the reader will have this question, and then I assume the questions that readers will have, and
Before writing.
yeah, during writing, and say, okay, maybe this one doesn't make sense. No, do you really want to have that in the book? So you have that ongoing dialogue within yourself, and somewhere when you make a point, you also need to argue that point. So
Different levels.
yes, you need to argue the point. So when you argue the point, you are able to present work that is of top quality.
How do the readers get a hold of your books?
I'm on social networks. My name Hosea Ramphekwa. Yeah, and also I'm free to give away my cell phone number. 072 502 6727 072 502 6727, or just Google me, and then maybe people will certainly connect with me.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for honoring the invite.
Been a pleasure.